Well, now we have to really see TikTok in action.
Yeah.
That much bigger than everything
They're
else.
building up the hype for TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
I just love, and now that I'm learning more about this, I mean that they all have names and that they are referred to as he. Or maybe she.
They all probably have personalities.
Oh, yeah.
They all probably like to go certain directions.
Some are maybe a little stubborn. You get up there in the air, and it's like, they just want to keep going one way, even if you don't want them to. So
there you go. All right. Well, it's going to be cool to see all those hot air balloons.
Oh,
It's a pretty cool sight.
Oh, yeah. So fun event happening all through the weekend, and hopefully the forecast cooperating. They'll do that morning briefing to make sure that the skies are good to go as far as wind speeds and sky conditions. Plenty of sunshine today, so no rain to worry about in our forecast today, which is good news. Of course, we'll be keeping an eye on the wind speeds because they were telling us earlier they can't take off if there's more than 8-mile-an-hour winds. Right now it's looking like they should stay a little bit lighter than that, so that's the hope. Temperatures in the mid-60s early. Once that sun comes up, should start to heat things up, get those balloons soaring into the sky, and temps will soar pretty quickly today too. We're in the low 70s by noon. As far as your liftoff forecast for the next few days, again, we're going to be in the 60s, so maybe a light jacket if you are headed out to watch the balloons early. Not quite as cold as a couple years ago. The hope, though, winds should stay light for us all the way through Sunday. That's the hope. At least early on, things are looking good. So weather headlines, we do get a brief break from these triple-digit temperatures or ones that are pushing up towards it. However, we rebound into a very, very hot range this weekend. It's going to be toasty over Labor Day. We'll also be dealing with some smoke and haze, but otherwise lots of sunshine headed into your holiday weekend. Jet stream forecast, a couple things happening here. We have a weak cold front. It's a dry cold front, so no shower activity affiliated with it. Looking to pass through with this area of low pressure off to our north. This little dip that you see here signifies the little trough that's really just transitioning through the area. So that's what's basically being attributed to cooling our temperatures off here for the next day or two. And then as we head into the weekend, it's all about the heat. This big H, area of high pressure, sending in those darker red colors, and that ridge is going to sit right over the top of us here headed into the weekend. So southwest flow going to bring in those hot temps, and the heat sticks with us all the way through the holiday. So satellite and radar this morning, nice and quiet. If you head over to eastern Idaho, still seeing some scattered shower activity there with pockets of heavy rain right along the Idaho-Utah border. So unless you're driving that way, should be good to go this morning on the roads. Nothing to show you here on the Futurecast. What you see is what you get here in the valleys. Could see a couple of pop-up thunderstorms in the mountains later on this afternoon, but I think most of that moisture will move off to the east of us with that weak low pressure system and the cold front driving through. Cold front could pick up our winds a little bit today, but otherwise we're looking at highs in the low 90s. So daytime high of 90 will be at 89 by 6 p.m., 79 for the lunch hour. So more comfortable if you are looking to get out and go for a nice walk during your lunch break this afternoon. Low 90s for most of us here in the valleys, 80 in Stanley this afternoon, 81 in Sun Valley, McCall 83 degrees. Enjoy those low 80s because even the mountains cranking up the heat. All right, it's not very often, or not all the time anyways, that you get into September and Lucky Peak still at 100% of capacity. So we're talking about the water year we had. Get the boat out, get those boating sessions in while you still can. Temps in the 80s this evening, light winds, clear skies. Should be a beautiful night out there on the water. The sunset, though, coming a little bit earlier. If you are making plans for Labor Day weekend, no big delays to speak of here regionally this morning. Everything looking good to go. So if you're getting a jump start on the holiday weekend, things look good. Should be smooth sailing in the skies and on our roads here in Idaho. Otherwise, if you're sticking close to home, expect upper 90s for your temperatures. Mostly sunny skies, areas of smoke and haze. We can keep that forecast pretty simple. Kind of goes on repeat through the holiday weekend. Low 90s today and tomorrow, upper 90s through Monday, and then we'll back off a little bit headed into the middle of next week. But overall, those 90s not going anywhere. So keep the AC on in the house. I know I was kind of just coming to terms with the fact that my bill might be a